What's going on, everybody? It's install day. Now, I'm not entirely sure how to install this thing. I'm gonna kind of take it as I go and just bring you guys along with me. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully I learned something. Let's get right into it. So, right off the bat, I know we have to take off this airbox. It's screwed in right here. I can see there's two Torx bolts. I went through my little kit over there and it's a T20 bit. So you're just gonna take that to take these guys out here. All right, so as I was taking out that last screw, I could see that there was a lot of play in this. So you can see it's just coming straight out. Gently, just to pull that out. Here we go, we got our first piece off. Now it's time to figure out how to get this airbox out. So we're gonna have to just pop all these clips off. Always a good time to put in a new filter. As you can see, mine is not as clean as it looked initially. That's very deceiving. I'll replace this eventually, not today, but I will get to it. You can see there's a lot of bugs and shit in there, which of course you want to get out. Also clean this out whenever you pop it out, because we are gonna have to take it out. So I'm gonna set these things aside. So in all honesty, it looks like it just pulls off. I might not even need a tool to pull it off, but we do want to remove any lines that might get in the way, or just pull them to the side. It looks like these might be brake fluid lines. That wouldn't make any sense though. They're probably just giant vacuum lines. Looks like all we have to do is just pull straight up on this. I don't know, I'll figure it out. So it looks like it is just that simple. I'm just gonna remove all the piping going to the airbox, just so I don't break anything trying to pull it out. These three wires are being held in place by this. Okay, so that's why this is not coming up that easily. Yep, as I suspected. Is this being held on here? No, just being held in place somewhat. There you go, airbox is out. All right, so I got it off after accidentally breaking the two clips on both sides, but it's relatively simple. It's just not easy to execute. So what I'm talking about are, let's get a zoom in here, these little gray pieces there, right there. Those things are a pain in the ass to get off. Really all you gotta do is the other one I gotta take off is grab it. Oh, this one's not gonna be easy to do. You need to grab it and with all your might just twist it. It looks like you can turn it to either side. So whichever way is easiest. This one's gonna be very, very not easy. They probably make a tool for this to make this a lot easier, I'd hope. Damn, this one is not simple. All right, I'm gonna get this one off and come back to you guys. I got it off, ended up breaking the one in the back to get it off, so we are past the point of no return. This actually has to get done. I can't go back on it because it's not gonna work if I can't put this on, so let's get to it. So the next part I actually have to do is remove this pipe from down here. Now this is just held in with the band here and this little clip there. Of course the mass airflow sensor's down there, so I'm gonna have to remove that. And there's also another Torx bolt support for this here. It's connected to the engine right here. I'm gonna figure out what size that is first. Right. So it looks like it is a T30 bit. All right, so we get that out. It was relatively simple. As you know from the unboxing, the new charge pipe does not have that little port there, so you don't really need to hold on to that unless you plan on going back to stock. So now all I have to do is remove this band here, that band there, or this band here, this little clip here, and once I pull it up, remove the mass airflow sensor. There's two vacuum lines here that will go onto the blow-off valve. But again, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. All right, so my hands are now extremely dirty, but you want to take off the lower band. I'll show you once I get it out which one I mean. And then just take a little flathead to pry that up. I got to figure out what that takes to get off the mass airflow sensor, but it's really tight down here. Let me pull off the vacuum tubing if I can. Oop, it broke. Yep, it broke. All right, well, let's just break the other end off then. Or try and actually get it out. You know what? This is why we have pliers. Grab that. Okay, so this is really, really, really old. So, oh, yep, it broke. I can't say I didn't intentionally do that because it wasn't coming off, but it broke, so it's whatever. Now that we got that part off, I think the only thing that's restricting it, that's not even restricting it all like that, is the mass airflow sensor, which I'm not entirely sure how it comes out. I gotta look on the other side. Probably should take off my glasses, but ew, gross. All right. Now this should come straight out. Here you go. The thing that's been causing all this damn trouble. All right, everybody. So after a quick break just to clean up my hands and charge up the phone, now it's time to install the mass airflow sensor. Now it has an O-ring on there, which we are going to keep. Upon inspection of mine, actually, it has a little bit of oil on it, which is not a good sign. That's a sign that the turbos are actually failing. You should not have oil in your intake system, but there's not a lot of it. It's literally just a little bit of residue. I could see it also on the intake. That was already, or not on the intake, but on the old charge pipe that we're replacing. Just a little bit though. So what we got to do is, in the packaging, those two little screws that I showed in the unboxing with these washers, this is what we're going to use to install it. Pre-install the washer on there. Now it's time to screw it in. Measured it up. It's a 3mm hex on mine. If it is on yours, then it may be. I'm not sure if they send the right, if they send the same hardware with everything, but it should be a 3mm hex. All right, that's nice and tight. I'm getting them nice and tight because the O-ring that came on the mass airflow sensor is not quite big enough, so we may have a leak in this. I'm hoping not. If not, it's not a big deal. All I have to do is remove this, and someone's belts are slipping. All I have to do is remove this and swap out it with the thicker O-ring. But hopefully we won't have any leaks. I'm gonna grab this guy here, vacuum filter, 2 zip ties, and honestly this should make up for what broke off inside of the vacuum tubes that are up there. Let's take these and get them installed on the car. All right, so these guys here are just 10mm bolts. Let's go ahead and get them nice and loose. This one seems like it's going to be in a bit of a hard to reach place, so I'm only going to loosen this one up slightly. Let's try and wiggle this thing into place now. I think I'm going to go from the bottom first. You know what? Let's angle that up like that. Bottom one's on, no problem. All right, now I just got to position the top one. I have no idea how to get this thing in here, but dadgummit, we're gonna do it. I think the easiest way is just pull this up. Yep. Push this down. Perfect. Alrighty, that worked wonderfully. Just plug up the, the mass airflow sensor is not reaching. That's not good. It's not good at all. really don't want to have to splice new wires into it. It's looking like that might be what I have to do. I don't want to do that. Alright, so I'm going to deal with the MAF sensor after I get the rest of this installed. So I just got to get these bands tightened up. This band on here. All these guys tightened up. Then I can get the blow-off valve on here. Alright, so we have the blow-off valve here. The vacuum line's down there somewhere. I'm going to pull off this little protector cap. Put that right here for now. Just gotta remember to get rid of that. So we got our O-ring, which will go in first. And we have our snap ring here. There's a little cutoff here, which makes this a lot easier to put on. Just kind of slide it on at that point. Now we're going to want to point this in this general direction. Now you want to get pliers like these. Get the ones that kind of look like this or have about 2 inches of leverage past the little pivot point there. The only reason why that is because this thing is really wide. So you want it to be able to go all the way in. Those little $5 ones from like Harbor Freight and AutoZone don't work. So get one that's a little better quality like this one. And it will work just fine. So we're going to grab this here. The good thing about this is that you can spin it once it's in there. So if you need to install it a little differently, you can do that as well. But, oh. Fucking things fell off. Alright, so, squeeze, keep sliding off. Dude, seriously? Stay in there. It keeps sliding, popping out once I get it compressed. And I literally don't have enough time. It's within like 1/10 of a second that it slides out. Alright, so I got it compressed before I put it in there. Ow, that still didn't work.
The number of the day. Who could ask for more? The number of the day is 4.
Alright, this one came with a few different adapters. I'm going to try some other ones. Let me just swap those out real quick.
2 hours later.
Alright, so I finally got it on. That took me basically 2.5 hours to get this on. I never want to do this again with this. It was the worst idea ever. And hey, look, I got a package coming in, actually. Look at that. Okay, but yeah, like I was saying, that took about 2 hours to get on there. I didn't film any of it because I highly doubt anybody wanted to see a man screaming and cursing at a blow-off valve and a snap ring for about 2.5 hours. As entertaining it would have been for probably like the first 5 minutes, nobody want to watch that for 2 hours. So snap rings on there, blow-off valves on there. Charge pipe is now back in the car. We just got to do the vacuum lines, put the air box back in and test it, see if it's working. Alright, so we got the blow-off valve on here. The vacuum line is back here. And that just needs to go on there. And we need to put that filter in between there. So I need to just do 2 quick cuts. One to get the little thing that's stuck in there out. And then 2 to split it and put that liner on there. I just got to remember where I put those zip ties at. It's been so long. Alright. So with everything bolted down, the vacuum line on the blow-off valve, just going to take my snips here and snip it just about there. And take the shorter end of this, put it in here. Take my little snips here again. Snip those off. Now that's all done. Now, the only thing I forgot to talk about was these. Whenever you do these blow-off valves, since it has 2 diverter valves on it, naturally, you have these 2 holes, this one here and this one right here that you have to plug up. Now, I provided a link in the unboxing that I did, but I didn't really talk about it, so I'll put it in this one too. You're gonna need these little caps and then a little band to tighten down the cap. So basically all you do is just put the cap on there You take the band, you put the band on, and then you tighten down the band. It's really straightforward. It's not hard to do at all. This is probably a 1 out of 1,000 difficulty to do. So this is extremely, extremely easy. Simplest thing done so far. I'm extremely excited to hear what this sounds like. Let's get it started up. I'm not even gonna put it in the air box. Should be all right, right? Yeah, we'll be good. That sound fucking sick.
1 week later.
All right, finally done after all this time. So yes, it's actually been about a week since I actually installed the charge pipe on the car. Now, the reason why I didn't finish the video at that time is because I went around the block just to see what it sounded like from inside the car. And once I did that, I saw how badly not having a map sensor, I found out we have a map sensor, not a map sensor. So whatever map means, I don't know. All I know is that not having it on the car is not a good idea. So after doing all that, I finally went in, spliced in the wires. I did it really cheaply with like those little crimp tool things with these things. Yeah, don't use that. That was trash for that particular situation. I was still running into an issue where it was jerking back and forth, but it wasn't as bad. One of the other things I had to do was go out and buy another O-ring because that one little O-ring was not sealing it up efficiently enough. So I needed a slightly larger O-ring to go above that because there's actually a little gap on the map sensor right above where the O-ring is. So imagine you have, if I can find a picture of the map sensor, I'll put it up on the screen. But you'll have the one O-ring, and then right above that you'll have a little, almost like another space for another O-ring. An actual O-ring doesn't go there, but that's what I put there, and that sealed it up perfectly. Once I finished up the wiring and got everything all right, it runs like an absolute kitten. Part of the reason why you would upgrade the charge pipe for more or less hot boy points would be for, on the 335s in particular, they had that plastic charge pipe, and those things had a reputation of actually breaking while you're driving. And what would happen is if it broke, it would go into limp mode. Kind of like what happened when I actually drove the car with the map sensor not plugged in. So it takes all of your power away. It's virtually, you might as well be riding around on an ATV. ATVs are actually fast, but not as fast as a 335. If you made it to this point in the video, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Sorry, I'm a little sick. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for the support. It's really hard to get support as early as this YouTube channel is. And for those who are supporting me, thank you very much. I love you. Don't forget to come back to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, and then click the little bell icon right next to the subscribe button. Also, I started up an Instagram and a Facebook page. I'm currently posting on the Instagram. I'm going to pop that right there. Nothing on the Facebook page, which is right below that. I will be posting something up on there. Make sure to follow me on those platforms just so that you can get current updates. Because I can post a lot quicker on Instagram than I can on YouTube. So don't forget to do that one, guys. Again, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
I recall Central Park and fall. Not the shame.